Welcome to the Wake.Show. As everybody knows, a show needs an intro. This is that intro. Fisher in the foreground, Sam in the back. Stuff you should know, and way too many shots of Fisher's dogs. Look at themselves. This is the Wake.Show. As everybody knows, a show needs an intro. This is that intro. Also, I think Chris McCarty will be joining us today. He's supposed to join us today. I should probably text him. We'll get to some health stuff coming up. And I've set an alarm again today. We'll see if I can do it. Yesterday, I set an alarm to talk to Eric Stratman, talk a little nutrition on Wednesdays. And it went off, and I'm just in the middle of a thought, and I'll just stop the alarm, and I'll come back to it in a second. Never came back to it. So I've set another alarm today for 11:29. This is what happens, you don't have when you're doing it all yourself, you don't have producers. This will, going to back in the day, I couldn't have done anything that I ever did on the radio without the support of the people around me. But good morning, Randy, Mike, my wife, Lauren. How are you? Max Cooper, good morning and happy birthday to my buddy Max.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much for joining today. I can assume, because I read the news, that none of you won the Powerball. We'll get to stuff you should know here in a few. But I will not be bringing up the stuff you should know thing that usually runs down the other side. The side here. Because I deleted it yesterday, and I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is, and I'll have to figure out how to get it back.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait. There's that story highlighter, the story header. Yeah, I deleted it somehow yesterday, and I still didn't have time to put it back together. But how are you doing today, Sam?
I'm okay. How are you?
I am swell. Thanks for asking. Actually, yeah, so last night was a late night. Whew.
Yeah, it was karaoke.
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. Let me make sure that I open up my my folder here, my iPhoto, to share with you guys some of the
big spring break week.
It was. I thought about
USF's on spring break. I know for sure.
Well, I thought about you for 1 second. Because you're 21, and I was like, oh, she's going to be on. Oh, wait, no, she already graduated at college.
Unfortunately, I do not get a spring break anymore.
All right, let me do this here. Well, there we go. All right, so I'll show you guys some stuff from karaoke last night. It was spring break. It was packed. Holy smokes, was it packed. Out at a Park and Rec downtown St. Pete, and I do karaoke out there every single Wednesday night, 8 to midnight. Thursday nights, tonight, make sure you join me, Blind Pass, St. Pete Beach, at Masteries for trivia starting at 7 o'clock. Anyway, you can go get those other headphones. I'm sorry, if you want.
These are something else.
What are they?
All torn up.
Yeah, I don't even know who they've been in. I don't even know who, whose head they've been on.
As far as it reaches.
Yeah, we'll have to get. Well, here's what happened. I've switched things around. You can't tell, but I switched things around in here again. Changed the layout of the room just a little bit, and so it's throwing things off just a hair. But anyway, Park and Rec last night. Let's get to some video. Last week I started playing videos, right? And then my wife, who's a lawyer. Good morning, Christina. My wife, who was a lawyer, was sending me texts going, you probably should get permission first to air this stuff. And she's probably right. I think if this were, if this were like TV and we were making money and stuff like that, I think but it's out in public, when you look down into the crowd, half the people are videotaping the people that are up on stage anyway for their Snapchat and their Instagram and this and that. So I don't feel like I need to, at this point in this particular show, have people sign waivers or anything like that. Not only that, but when I watch the news, they don't have anybody sign any waivers, and they put whoever they capture on their cameras on TV. So I don't know what the difference is,
Sometimes.
What do you mean?
Sometimes they do make you sign waivers. And
news?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Most of the time, actually, you kind of have to. It's a legal thing. And if you can't get someone to sign a waiver, that's generally when they blur out their face.
I did not know that. I thought,
I'm sure some outlets don't do it, but that's kind of from what I've learned in school to practice.
All right. Well, I did not know that.
But in your case, I think you're fine.
Well, you have no idea what you're saying. You're just, I don't know, humoring me right now because I really don't know. That being said, we're going to play some videos.
Yeah, it's fine.
That being said, I think it's only fair if I record other people. It ain't like I'm recording I don't remember who I recorded. I mean, I just kind of hit record a couple of times throughout the night. So I don't recall the quality. So we're about to find out together. But if fair is fair, if I'm recording other people and putting their karaoke moment on the internet, well, then I had to do it to myself. I have not watched that particular video, and we will watch it together.
Oh, yes.
I tried to pull off a song I don't think I'd ever done before, Pearl Jam's Alive.
I don't think I know that one. Maybe I do.
Yes, you do.
Pearl Jam's Alive.
Oh, I'm still alive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do know that one.
Oh, I'm still alive. Randy says you're right, by the way, when it comes to waivers. I didn't know that. Well, see, here's when I had that thought. They were showing footage of, I don't know if it was the Gasparilla race or one of the races. And there was just person after person after person running by in the crowd. And I'm like, they didn't get waivers for every single one.
The Gasparilla race is sponsored by one of the news outlets, actually.
Oh, so maybe your participation in
Consent. Most of the time, that is how it works.
Okay.
When you sign up for something like that,
Okay.
it'll say, we might be photographing or videographing any of that.
Well, they should, every bar should have that too, which I'm going to just I'm going to hope that ours does. All right, so let's get to some of the videos from last night. Here's the first picture. By the way, I broke out a good microphone.
That's a nice picture.
Oh, against my better judgment. That is a really nice microphone. It's a $250 mic, Shure Super 55. It's a $250 microphone, but it sounds really good. It looks really cool. It's one of those old-fashioned, or looking crooner style mics, right? Mm-hmm. And
during spring break week.
Now, one of the reasons why I broke it out is because one of my other microphones is broken. I got like a cheap $30, $40 one or whatever, and that got busted up a couple weeks ago. I took this picture and sent it to Johnny Torres because, as you guys recall, Johnny, who started the show with me, has a great voice, especially when it comes to those crooner songs. And I was like, she's calling for you. She's calling for you. And I think he said he was out of town, but is going to come back out soon. All right. So you guys ready for, you ready for some karaoke?
Oh, I'm ready.
Here we go. This is, I forget the name, all their names.
You gotta fight for your right
Ooh.
to party.
It's about having fun, people. It's not about hitting all the notes.
It does look like fun, though.
All right, so
he is living for that microphone.
Let me tell you, man. Last night, people had a good time with it.
That's a cool mic, yeah.
And that's my thing. I'm very much a people pleaser. I want, and I want to add layers to thing if it adds, more excitement or more whatever. And so like that. But I just know the time was ticking. I can't break out that microphone every week. I have to go buy another cheap one because it's only a matter of time before he's jumping around. You see how he's jumping around with it? Mm-hmm. Just slams that, does his thing and then slams it down,
Yeah.
In the moment, it doesn't sound that bad when you're up on well, I guess because I'm not a musician.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me. Were you in here the other day when Chris and or last week when I was playing the stuff for Chris?
No, I wasn't actually. I wasn't.
And it was hurting him. Like you could see it, and he one guy was doing a Bob Marley. He's like, "Oh my God, that!" And matter of fact, he couldn't let it go. Chris couldn't let it go. We moved on to some other things, and he came back and he goes, "That guy shouldn't have done Bob Marley. It was disrespectful." That was. I'm like,
everyone's drunk at a karaoke bar.
And that's when I realized that I came. There was an epiphany, and I think that epiphany is the better karaoke jockeys are people who are not true singers or musicians because it hurts them and it bothers them. And I could imagine that somebody like Chris would be up on stage like that and wanting to help them if they're off key, off beat a little bit, like try, all that stuff would just annoy the shit out of me. I don't care. It just doesn't bother me one way or another. But next, sorry, here we go. And I'm in here somewhere. This may. No, this is not me. Oh, this is my buddy Kim.
Oh, yes.
And by me, I bought my buddy. Somebody comes out there a lot, so I consider him a friend. Oh, he crushed this one.
Yes.
All right,
that's a good song.
I said he
did great.
I said
thank you. You brought me Chick-fil-A, Chris.
Oh, you are the best, Chris.
Yo.
How you doing, man?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Doing all right.
That was so nice of you to bring me lunch today.
I love you guys.
Yeah, so I'm glad Chris didn't hear that. And did you hear what I said as I went into it? I said he crushed it. It seemed like he did last night while I was up on stage when you're caught up in it.
He looks like he's having fun, though. That's all that matters.
He is the best. Him, Cal's, Logan. There's a group of like, I don't know, 7 or 8 of those friends, but that they'll come out there and there'll never be less than 2 or 3 of them.
The dogs are about to get the Chick-fil-A.
Cut to the dogs. There we go.
Oh, gosh.
But they're the best. They're the absolute. When I see them walking up, I start to relax a little bit because I know I don't have to work too hard. They're going to take over the stage there and have a good time with it. Anything in there for you, Rox?
I had to take a picture of it. I'm sorry. That was so cute.
Too fun. All right, what's up next here? Karaoke.
I want to hear the one with you.
Oh shit! Here it is.
Is this it? Oh
yeah.
yes. What was? So that was the song.
Yeah.
Alive.
So so the guy you just saw, Kim.
Uh-huh.
So I gave my hey man, can you record this? And like I said, it's not a song I ever did. I thought maybe I could fake it, like I do other things and make it through, but I could tell that I almost don't want to hit play on it. And I'm glad that Chris doesn't have headphones right now because it would hurt his ears. But here we go. Oh wait.
I'm gonna try, kid. I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
Welcome to karaoke night every Wednesday, 8 to midnight. My name is Fisher, and I'm about to get grunge on your ass.
Come on, Fish. What?
So, she said, if I got a little order for you, what you thought was your daddy is nothing good. I can't remember.
Yes.
Roll at age 13. But look at this. Your real daddy was dying. So I didn't see him.
I hope so.
I'll have to check the timestamp first. Oh my! Have we been kicked off the internet yet? Because it's definitely going to confuse this as the original song.
She said, I'm ready for you. Every day.
All right. Enough of that. Enough of that.
That was good.
Yeah. It was. I just wanted to say it's been a nice doing this show for you guys, but I'm quitting everything.
You have a calling.
Yeah, I'm going on the road as a solo Pearl Jam cover act.
You can open for Chris.
Wait, hold on. What's that?
Said you made me question myself for what I'm doing.
Oh, how you doing, Chris?
Okay. So do you do that every night? Do you perform one every night?
Oh
just
yeah.
For you?
Oh no. Well, yeah, because
that's why you like doing karaoke so much.
Well, sometimes I have to because I start at 8 o'clock, and sometimes you got to prime the pumps.
True.
And this time of year, now it's getting light, so I'm loading in. It's still. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got to do some. We got to get Eric on here, so I don't want to forget that. But so anyway, yeah. So I usually will end up doing one or two in the 8 o'clock hour if there's nobody singing yet. I'll try to. I have to prime the pumps, you know.
Yeah, I see.
So I'll break out Johnny Cash or Stone Temple Pilots or Pearl Jam or something like that. But anyway, let's talk some nutrition. I got to pull up Eric. So how you do? How was your gig last night, Chris?
It was cool. It was a feeling, man. They called me last minute. Someone was like, someone canceled. So I was like, all right. It was really cold, but it was awesome. I just didn't care. I was just playing.
Where was it?
Krabby Bill's.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, they wanted me inside towards the end, but I was just having such a good time playing in the cold. It was fun, man.
Awesome.
When's your next gig?
I got a couple of days off because we're going down south for a wedding, and then next Tuesday no tonight. I'm sorry.
I was going to say tonight.
Tonight it's Thursday, so I'll be at a Masteries tonight, and then doing trivia at 7 o'clock.
I'm at Chickaboom Room tonight.
All right, Chickaboom Room for Chris.
Yep, 7 o'clock.
Where are you going to be tonight, Sam?
In my house.
Where are you going to be tonight, Eric?
In my house.
We welcome to the show now, Eric Stratman. How have you been, sir?
Good, yourself?
Doing all right. I want to brag first. And not brag, but just give you a little bit of an update. And that is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I got up and got active. It was, what's the term, calisthenics or calisthenics? Something of this.
Let's just call it active.
I got active in the morning, got up, got my heart rate going for a little bit. It wasn't a lot, maybe somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. But this morning I did not. I barely got out of bed and got in here after getting home at 2 o'clock in the morning. But I, going back to what you've said a lot, talked about a lot, that what is it? Damn it.
Consistently average trumps seldom perfection.
There you go. Consistently average trumps seldomly perfect. So I was like, you know what? I just got to get up and get moving, and eventually 5 minutes will turn into 10 minutes will turn into 40 minutes, you know? And so that's just kind of where I am right now.
That's what I like to hear. I mean, just getting that habit and just saying you're going to get that 10 to 15 minutes 4 to 6 times a week, awesome. And then if we can extend that, or you get into some type of program or doing something, great. You're drinking your water, making it happen, logging your food, all excited about that. Then how's the, I know you were taking off of alcohol or diet, and you decided to go the alcohol route. How's that been going?
Well, that was just the month of January.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a dry January. And so I had 4 beers last night, to answer your question.
All right. Well, we're going with a welcomely wet Wednesdays for St. Patrick's Week.
All right. So all right. That's a great place to start then. What do you tell people, your clients, in weekends like this when it comes to St. Patrick's Day or Cinco de Mayo coming up or stuff like that? I'm assuming I'm going to go out on a limb and say, you go knock yourself out. Go out there and do it. Do it up. Just log it.
Brother, you took the words right out of my mouth. It's just, enjoy life. It's not about how much you can deprive yourself of it. It's a matter of, do you consistently enjoy what you're doing every single day? And then that's where the balance comes in with somebody's nutrition and their health, is saying, well, the more you prioritize it, the better results you're going to get. Well, not everybody's looking to compete in CrossFit or do Spartan races every weekend. If they just want to say, hey, I want to be able to play with my kids and be healthy and not suffer from any, serious ailments and not have aches and pains every day, then, generally be okay. If, you just can't binge out every weekend, it's, this is the time to make that happen.
Well, what if I wanted to become a supple leopard? What's the process? If I want to be I want to be a supple leopard.
I was referring to this because we do it for mobility. Oh, there's my kids stuff. There you go.
I love that, man.
Yeah, this is a mobility book we refer to. So you got tight bits in your body. This is the jam.
Well,
then we go supple gallon of water. Look at that. There you go.
Speaking of which, making the rounds is Tom Brady, and he's promoting his his fitness regimen and his diet and everything. I think it's called TB12 or something along those lines. Do you know much about his diet? Because there's been a lot of stuff in the news about his diet and how insane it is.
Yeah. I mean, he is he's legit with it. But again, you know, like we talked about, consistently average and wanting to be that person. I mean, this is the guy that, you know, goes to bed at 8:30 every single night, and, you know, constantly, you know, he's got trainers waiting for him, food waiting for him, make it happen. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's maintainable for the general individual. I mean, there's everything, you know, like the P90X thing comes out, and you got to follow all their diet and do that. And those trends are great to have, but it's more important to say, well, what kind of program or nutrition program can I get on that I can maintain the rest of my life? Because, you know, when you do these high intensity things or something that's going to be completely out of your comfort zone and you're not going to stay doing it, it doesn't benefit you long term. It's only a short term relief, let's say, because it's not even a short term fix, because everything that you did reverts back because you're going back to what you normally do. Yeah,
it seems like it seems more like a workout or a regimen for very serious high performance athletes.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure they'll come down with, you know, they'll come out with that you know, general fitness, you know, or if they're smart about it, they'll come out with the general fitness one that you could do it at home, and hey, it's a 15 to 30 minute workout, and this is something you can do at home. Here it is, pop in the DVD and get it done. You know, that's something that is important.
Hey, somebody is asking about that green drink that you held up.
Yeah, so I get me my Walmart spring water. That's how they have it. Walmart's not serving clear water anymore. I'm just kidding. Actually, part of what I do with my water, it helps flavor it, you know, because it's not just a plain water, but it's a, you know, I use branched chain amino acids, which is a good format to maintain and recover lean muscle mass. So you got to take in your BCAAs, in my opinion, regardless, as one of those top supplements. But, you know, very inexpensive, but, you know, they come in all kinds of flavors. So we're going with green apple today.
All right. And so one of the things that Tom Brady was talking about, and it was funny because this is when he was on Colbert's show, but he started massaging Colbert's arms, and he started talking about long muscles and certain kind of massages that lengthen the muscles, and he feels like this is an important thing that just regular people should, you know, if you're a couple, a husband and wife, learn this technique to straight, you know, because your muscles get so tight, and then that's when we injure ourselves. Or it makes it a lot easier for us to injure ourselves.
Absolutely. I mean, I think, you know, that, and it goes right back to what I was just talking about here behind the green drink, was that supple leopard we looked at. You know, it's something to look at. If you look at Kelly Starrett, Mobility WOD, Mobility Project, he has all kinds of stuff with bands and lacrosse balls, and it's all about stretching and mobilizing and making sure you understand. And what I try to emphasize to everybody I work with is 10 minutes a day I want you to stretch out. I don't need you to say, hey, I'm doing an hour and a half of yoga every single day. Just stretch for 10 minutes. What's tight, you know, tight bits, or what's tight if you're like, hey, I don't know what to stretch or how to do it. You can YouTube any, you know, if your hips or glutes are tight, or thighs or knees or whatever you have. There are so many great resources out there to see what is going to work. But, you know, like I said, if you have that 10 minutes a night, you're watching TV, drop on the floor, do a little foam rolling, and make it happen. I'm a big fan of cupping too. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but it's
hey, this is a family show.
The opposite. Ooh, hey. Earmuffs. It's the opposite of deep tissue massage. It's basically a cup goes on and suction, and it will pull the muscle up and create a lot of circulation that's not normally there, and it's 5 minutes of cupping is equal to 30 minutes of deep tissue massage.
Huh. I've seen it. It looks ridiculous, but
let me see. Wait, hang on.
All right.
See that?
Oh my! Holy smokes!
Yeah. I just got it done about 30 minutes ago. That's why I had to wait till 11:30. So
really? Cool. And so this is
what's awesome is those circles. The indication is if it's a darker circle, that had stagnant blood and needed more circulation. You'll have some that'll leave no mark at all, but you know, they go away within like 3 to 7 days, and you know, it doesn't hurt at all, and it's phenomenal.
Well, let me ask you a question about stretching. When do you stretch? Do you stretch after the warm-up, before the warm-up, after the workout?
We do, the classes I coach, we do before and after. We do both. So we do some dynamic stuff. So meaning we're stretching with movement during in the warm up, and then we'll do a little dynamic and static stretching post workout.
Okay. All right. Eric Stratman from TNL Coaching, Nutrition Coaching. You can track him down on Facebook. Is there any other place, website or anything you want to direct people as well?
We're going to be launching something here in the next couple weeks, so I'll let you know on that. But yeah, just the Facebook page. They can hit us up if they have me personally or on that. But I appreciate it, man. You guys keep it up. Stay consistently average.
Thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.
Right, have a good one.
Bye-bye. All right. Welcome back to the show. How you doing, Chris? What is that? What are you showing? What is that? It's for me?
It's your future.
It's my future.
Wow, look at that. The connection? Who does that?
Compassionate Use Registry. Oh, this is your card. Oh, this is your medical.
It just came in the mail.
Right on. It just came in the mail.
So I'm trying to give my friend some.
Oh, wait. Let me turn your... How come you... Oh, turn that mic back up. Or grab the microphone there. All right, back at you. Here we go. Son of a...
It's okay.
All right.
How'd you do on HQ?
Oh my god! Yeah, we talked about it yesterday.
Great.
So
I'm like crackhead.
Yeah,
He said he got to level 6.
Hey, turn that light so it blinds you a little bit more. There you go. There you go. There we go.
I've been as far as round 8.
You've been.
Oh wow!
I made it through 4 and was out in 5.
We were out together the last one.
Yeah. It's funny. Those first couple of questions, those are easy.
Easy.
Hey, they're like softballs, but
I guessed 3 and got 3 right. I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
Well, I mean, for the most part, you're guessing. But
well, I think. Oh no! I made it to. I don't know. I had to use a life though, so that's not cheating, but it's not. There's an asterisk.
I use the life.
Asterisk.
It's there for a reason.
That's another one of those words, Sam. I think. Did we talk about that? How there's some words that I just can't get right.
Asterisk.
Yeah. Is it asterisk or asterisk?
I think it's asterisk.
There's an SK at the end, I believe.
Asterisk.
See, you guys aren't 100% confident either. So even if you're right, you're still not 100%.
No, there's gotta be
There we go.
an
Now
SK
we're all
at the
doing
end. Let's see. Asterisk.
Randy keeps
SK.
SK.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a song that I can think of that'll help me remember that? And also how to spell.
Asterisk.
Also,
Take a risk with the asterisk.
Speaking of which, I came up with a verse.
Intro?
A verse.
Okay.
Ready? Here we go. Welcome to the Wake.Show. As everybody knows, a show needs an intro. This is that intro.
Dude, good timing.
Fisher in the foreground, Sam in the back. Stuff you should know, and way too many pictures of his dogs.
You had me until that. You had me until that.
There was a line. Was it Fisher in the foreground, Sam in the back, McCarty on the 6th string? I don't know, something. All right.
And the dog, he's laying back.
I see you brought your guitar.
Yes. I thought it would be nice to sing.
All right. So here's what
Sing
I'm.
a little song.
Yeah.
Sing the Wake.Show song.
Sing what?
Sing the song.
Oh, sing that song.
The intro song.
You can try. You can try.
Not, there is no try. Hey, did you do a bracket for NCAA?
No.
I think 3 of us should do one before 12:15. Just the 3 of us.
Didn't it start yesterday?
It starts today, 12:15.
Oh, okay.
It takes a second. 3 of us have a little $5 bet, whatever. Whoever
Well, you
wins,
mean-
we bring food to them or something.
Oh, but
Cool
just
thing. Our
between
band
us.
used to do that.
You know who's going to win?
Well,
I don't know anything
no,
about this.
No, it is not. This is why people do it, because every year you're like just upset city and you just don't know who's going to win, and it's just grab bag.
I'll tell you who's
really
going to win. Sam.
Which is great. Well, then that
Right.
means we'll bring her some
No.
food.
Yes, that's how it works. The person that knows the least about, well, actually, maybe me then.
No, I can guarantee that I don't know anything about.
But that's
But that's how it
these
works.
things.
That's how it works. It really does work like that, man. It's crazy.
Because if you're trying to pick who, Joey,
Ooh, Joey got in trouble.
Buddy. No.
He was trying to eat the pillow.
Yeah. You know what?
Ooh.
Mia's eating all.
Don't come over here.
Hold. Look at him. Look at him. He crawled over to Chris. You know, he was chewing on that. He was chewing on that pillow.
Hey, you on your own. Don't bring me into that.
Hey, buddy. I have to
Make
go.
your own choices, my dude.
Chris is throwing Joey into. He's like, don't come over here, bud. It's all you. You did this. Oh, Joey.
No,
that was a little stress. That was a little stress, Sean.
Yeah. See, at this point, what he did is, I just forgot what I did. That's what that is. Oh, what are you talking about?
He's still looking over here like.
No, but anyways, it's fun bonding stuff. It's fun doing brackets and stuff. We should try it one time.
I don't even know how to do that.
Here, here's your phone.
How do you even? I don't even know who's in this tournament.
You're good. It takes 30 seconds. You're just gonna point and shoot.
Watch. Once, I told you how I was kind of a normal male. Back in the day and follow sports like everybody else was insane. When I needed to know the box scores when it came to the Atlanta Braves every day and that. But somewhere in the mid 90s, I realized just how much control over my emotions that this stuff had. So I kind of cut it off and put it in a different category in my brain, like entertainment, just like movies, television shows, books and whatnot. So it didn't affect my day in and day out. So with that, I just am somebody. I feel left out because I don't get into March Madness like the rest of the country gets. Most of the country gets into March Madness.
I don't
What's he
know.
doing? Is he trying to get you? Is it through ESPN or Yahoo? What do you do this?
Pick and shoot, dude. Just pick and shoot.
What? Who do you do your bracket through, and what are they offering up?
ESPN. Well, we're just gonna do. We can all do on my ESPN little deal, so we don't have to go through downloading apps.
All right, I'm going to tell you who's going to win. I'm going to tell you who's going to win it all. That's it. Virginia.
You know what? I was going to pick Virginia, but they lost their sixth man, who's probably, they say, the most athletic dude on the team.
Oh.
And this happened at the very last, game, so that's kind of hard to get. Wait, you that fast?
I literally just hit the buttons.
Yeah, but then you gotta. You gotta go over here and choose these dudes.
Oh, you have to go over.
Yeah, so now those are the first round. So now you're going to round of 32. So now
You guys got your brackets filled out. You're doing stuff at work.
Sam is literally. Let me show you what she's doing. She's just doing this. Tap 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 tap.
Right.
Tap, tap. She ain't even reading it. Tap,
She'll
tap,
win.
Tap, tap. Watch her win.
Watch.
her win.
That's because if you're sitting there trying to pick
By the way,
who should win,
if
you know, there's
win this, you can win $10,000. By the way, on this actual.
right. The chance of that happening is like I can't remember, or I guess it's pretty easy just to type that in.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Elite 8, Final 4. Cool.
Man, my rotator, my shoulder is just bothering
It's
me.
me.
Damn.
Auburn's pretty good, I think.
All right.
They're pretty good at most sports.
I'm wondering if I follow Tom Brady's diet, his meal plan, and his lifestyle.
0-0.
If these injuries
One
work
to
themselves
nothing.
out. All right, hold on. What are the odds? What are the odds of a perfect bracket?
Sure.
Nice. Done. Uh-oh.
Whoa! What are you breaking?
Same stuff. All right, there we go.
All right, are you ready? Holy shit!
What is it? Oh my God.
It is impossible. The answer is impossible.
Oh wow.
It's not even.
Quintillion.
Do you see that? Look at your screen.
That's all you're gonna do. Is just
All right,
point and shoot. Boom.
My prediction
in
was
9.2
Auburn.
quintillion. For those who skipped the last 18 digits, 9.1 and 9.2 quintillion. All right, so what do I got to do over here?
So you're just gonna put, really what you pick, which makes sense, and
All
then
right.
right near that. So you want that, and then you just go down the line.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And so boom, and then boom. I'm just gonna do the same thing she did.
That's great, man. We can give it a second though. Like you can see. Are we that? We can't. We have no time. I can't just look at a 7 and look at a number. Just look at a number.
But you don't need.
Fine, fair enough. Same thing.
You don't.
Hey, dude, it's your world.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like,
like this versus that. Like, who do
okay.
you think is gonna win? Like,
all right, who's gonna win? Florida State or Mizzou?
I pick.
All right, you can go. You can go in.
Over here.
Sam's out.
Sam's
out. We'll put the.
Hey, my CD's over there for some reason. It's pretty cool.
Hey, I found that I was, we were still moving in, and we're still moving in, and so we're still. Oh, damn it! Oh, here we go. So there's still tons of boxes and stuff to go through. So it was one of those weekends, and so I'm digging through and throwing away things, and I came across your CD, and that CD is 10 years old. I think that was 2008.
Yeah, man.
That came out. You all right? You all right, Rox?
Yeah, bub.
He's okay over there. Hey, buddy. Hey, welcome to the Wake.Show, everybody. This is Chris McCarty.
Yo.
All right, filling out brackets. Next.
Yeah, so then you got to push the...
OSU, South Dakota. Let's go with OSU. Let's go with Gonzaga. Let's go with San Diego State, Michigan, Providence, UNC, Villanova, Virginia Tech. Man, there's a lot of damn teams.
It's 64, but then it goes a lot faster, man, after the next round.
Oh, so I have to keep going all the way to the end? How long is this going to take?
Dude, you saw how fast Sam did it.
All right. So boom, boom, boom. I'm just...
It doesn't take that long.
So
acting like we don't have time. We're just messing around talking about
how do I know
stuff we should know. Here's stuff you should know. Chris is impatient. Can't even just read a damn. There we go.
All right. There we go. That round.
And so what we should do is, how we do a point system, and that's at the end. We'll see who wins.
So did you already load my name in here?
Well, it's all. Yeah. Well, basically, it's all under mine. Here, I'll show you.
So if I'm right, if I knock this out of the park?
Oh, then we'll just figure out, like, maybe someone should bring someone lunch or something like that.
No, I mean, like, get it all right.
You're not done, sir.
Well, I don't know how to get to the next thing.
Here you go. It just takes 2 more seconds. You're done.
We are going to get sued.
We are going to get sued. So again, what we're going to do is, how should we do it? The winner gets what? The people we bring them what?
All right. So whoever goes deepest in the tournament.
At the end, we'll just, points.
Would you bring in Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A.
All right, Chick-fil-A it is.
All right.
I want a number 4.
All right, I like that. 2 days in a row. So I do, yeah. So the loser, okay.
All right. Hold on.
See,
hey, can I click? Can I click?
So many people who are doing brackets that are watching your show that you got to be able to connect with your people, man.
Can I click the Snapchat that just came in and see what it is?
No. You can absolutely. All right. No secrets here, man. Show. Let's find out. We should do that. Let's just open it up and just show the people whatever it is.
Well,
that's crazy.
I don't want to get kicked off the internet.
You're not going to. Well,
no promises.
So who do you think? You got Kentucky or Miami?
Kentucky.
All right. You got Gonzaga or UNC?
UNC.
All right. And now you got Kentucky or UNC?
UNC.
You got Butler or Bucknell?
Butler.
By the way, folks, Chris has the number 10 seed and number 14 seed in the Final Four.
That's right.
And he picked the 14 seed to be in the final game, which has never happened in history.
Until this
UNC,
year.
Yes, my dog. UNC or Bucknell?
UNC.
Okay, you got UNC winning the whole thing. My dog.
All right. Damn it, I thought, what'd I say?
That's awesome.
I meant Virginia.
You said Virginia. We can go back. We can put Virginia in there, homie.
So how do you score this thing? So just basically who goes the
I think what deepest? It is they do by rounds. You know what I mean? So like if your team wins the first round, let's say it's a point, and the second round is 2 points, third round is 3 points, so on and so forth. So imagine if you have the number 2 team like UNC, imagine you have them winning the whole thing. But if the 15 seed knocks them out in the first round, that means you lost points. Then the second, the third, like your bracket's done.
Right.
That's what's exciting about the whole Match Madness.
All right. 1 in 9.2 quintillion. Good luck, everybody. Good luck on your future endeavor on your bracket this year. Yeah. All right, you want to get to some news today?
Yeah, let's do that.
Also, how much I want to go? Actually, I don't want to go too long. What I want to do 11:11 to 12:12 today, and that's actually what I want to talk to you about as well, as far as doing a show every day, 11:11 to 12:12.
That's really cool.
And one of the reasons, because at the beginning I'm like, I just want to let it go until it finishes, but I think I like that. I don't know. I think it'll also
very original.
Well,
that's a good thought. I thought 11:11 and stopping at 12:12. That's pretty cool.
and then because I've got I'm generating online digital content for clients in the afternoon, so that will put a marker in my head that I got to be done at 12. Right,
yeah.
So I can start scheduling clients at 12:30.
Yeah, I think that's good.
All right. So with that being said, I am not going to be here tomorrow, but I'd like to have content on. Can you stick around for a little bit after? Of course. And then we'll record. We'll go through some stuff and record for tomorrow.
All day.
All right. Good. So we've got 10 minutes, 15, 16, 17, 18 minutes left in this. Well, wrong mouse. 18 minutes left in the show. Oh, well, this is not going to be as easy as I thought. This
19 minutes.
19 minutes. All right.
Because it'd be 12:12.
All right, 12:12.
That's 53.
So on this day, let's run through this real quickly. What? You don't like on this day?
No. I'm doing to myself like, why are you here? The 19 minutes, like, really, Chris? That's what I was like, Chris, what are you? I was to myself. I was like, why am I? Go ahead. Don't mind me.
All right, on this day. Let's see. The headline from today, 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson addressed a joint session of Congress to urge the passage of legislation guaranteeing voting rights for all, using the phrase, "we shall overcome," borrowed from the African-American leaders struggling for equal rights. Johnson declared that every American citizen must... What? This was 1965? What was going on before 1960? Who couldn't vote before 1965? Johnson reminded the nation that the 15th Amendment, which was passed after the Civil War, gave all citizens the right to vote, regardless of... Man, I am so ignorant, Chris. I'll tell you what. Well, the thing is one of the cool things / sad things that have been coming out of the show is Sam has, made sure that I do on this day every day to kind of put everything in perspective. But I learn something every day that makes me realize just how much of our past I just don't know about. And
how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to cry myself to sleep at night or anything, but I just like that we're doing this because it is putting things in perspective, and it usually is something to do that goes back to the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, and things that I thought that were, I don't know, already in place or something like that. It just blows my mind like this. It wasn't until 1965. So I don't even know. Do you know the details of this?
I do. Being a black man, I do.
So black people couldn't vote until 1965?
Yeah, dude.
What? It was 1965?
Dude, a lot of things happened then.
Oh, I guess that was the whole civil rights movement, I guess.
Yeah, man. Like, that's...
Shit.
I believe Dr. King was killed that year, the year after. Just our history. It's good. You know what, dude? I love the fact that you just, you're excited to hear this and learn things every day. It's nice.
Right.
It's nice to know where we came from and what we used to do and where we're going.
Well, it also puts it in perspective, too, for us white folk who go, man, just quit talking about race, blah, 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 and let's move on, this and this and this. It's not ancient history,
right?
It was
just yesterday.
Yeah, and yesterday. Even though I wasn't alive, 1965, there are a lot of people in this country on this planet who were. So that is
like my dad's 17. Like, I remember the story. I was 17 when it happened to me. He was 17. Like, just whoa! But it's awesome. Because think about it, when our kids are 17, they won't be seeing that.
You saw that on the news the other day, too. There were some people trying to have young African-American children understand what was happening back then, and they're just like, I can't even, they couldn't even imagine a time where water hoses are being turned on,
Yeah. And it's great because I felt like everyone in that time, it was a sickness. It's just a sickness that human beings have, that they don't see themselves and others, and they think that they're so different. That's a sickness, man, when you think you don't like someone because of like their color, or that's a sickness. And I feel like it's great to see that youth don't have that. So we know where it's going. You can see the trajectory at some point.
Getting there.
We will. And just,
All right. Let's see. Washington puts it in. We'll run through some of these here. Construction began. Civil War. Gorbachev calls for radical. The Ides of March. Julius Caesar was murdered.
Et tu, Brute?
On this day in 44 BC.
You know what that means? Et tu, Brute, right?
You too, bitch.
And you, Brutus.
You too, you mother effer.
It might be on HQ. Who killed Caesar? Brutus.
Brutus, bitches. Let's see. Maine enters the Union. Tsar Nicholas abdicates. Francis Ford Coppola. All right. The Godfather opens on this day in 1972. Are you born in No, you're younger than I am.
We're not the same. Dr. King died April 4th, 1968. I want to clear that up.
All right.
Stuff you should know. 66.
Godfather. Are you, do you love the old gangster? Godfather, Scar?
Godfather 2 is great, man. God, that movie was like, oh, so good. I was going to watch it the other day, but I just don't have time. But man, what a good movie.
What else?
Did you ever get into The Sopranos?
Into who?
The Sopranos, the movie, the TV show?
No,
Boy, that was hot. I was hanging a lot of friends back in college years that were Italians, and so every Sunday it was like show up at some apartment and just all my Italian friends was like into these Sopranos. It was good stuff, man.
On this day, 1767, Andrew Jackson was born. 1970, Bobby Orr scores 100 points in one season.
Who's Bobby Orr?
Hockey player. Oh. There's only a handful of hockey players. Well, thanks to the Lightning, I've got to know hockey a little bit better, I guess, over the years. But for the most part, all I ever knew of hockey was Bobby Orr, Gordie Howe, and
Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky. That was it. Right. And then anytime you're doing trivia or something like that, there's a question. You one of those three. One of those three. And then Russians are Nazis take Czechoslovakia on this day in 1939, World War II. So that's on this day. On this day.
That's crazy. I like this. I'm glad that you're totally doing this history.
But it's cool. You get to have discussions about, and I don't mind. See, the thing is, a lot of people don't like, they have an issue looking ignorant or stupid in public, but obviously I don't. It's kind of my wheelhouse.
Well, no one ever knows everything. That's how I look at it. Your ego's in check. I don't know, dude.
True. And so we get to learn stuff together.
Yay.
And by we, I mean me, because you guys probably already know all this stuff. So you're a Powerball player? You're a lottery or anything like that?
No.
Every now and then, on a whim?
Now, I will sometimes do scratch-off tickets because I'm the luckiest guy on the planet. I say it all the time. And people, you got to keep saying you're the luckiest person. Great things happen to you because it happens. And so sometimes I win like $1,000 or a $400 ticket or whatever. But as far as like Powerball and all that, no, I don't believe that's in my cards.
No.
Do you do it?
No.
Why not?
Not a regular. Well, I just know it's a waste of money.
Right. Someone once said it's a tax on dumb people, and I was like, oh, that's so mean. But then I was like, man,
there's some not. I don't say there's truth. It's a tax on desperate people. I think.
Yes, it's like they see the big number on the highway, and then suddenly at that moment, not when it was 1 and 7 and 12, but at 300, and I have to play. It's so weird.
Right.
Man. It's weird. Like the 4 isn't enough.
There's even data, there's research where they go into areas, and the most economically depressed areas are the places where they spend the most money on this kind of stuff. So
I've had some friends who are addicted to that stuff, man.
Then there's that.
And it is I've seen them. A couple guys came on the road with me, and it was like, this dude, every time we stop to get gas, he just walking that scratch. I'm like,
they get that feeling of excitement.
He won $1,000 one day, and then spent the $1,000 on more of the scratch offs. I kid you not, bro. Did not save any of that money. That's when you got it bad.
Yeah, that's an addiction.
That's addiction.
It was 420. It looks like it's going to be the next drawing is there were no winners, so $455 million.
Now I should play. Are you going to play now?
But I get. You
see what I'm saying?
No,
right?
the logic is there. You're 100% right. There is no logic. There is no logic.
Whenever we see it bigger, then we're like, now I'll play.
Yeah, the odds are no different when it's down at $20 million.
And I've done it. That's the only reason why I'm making fun of myself doing it. I'm like, man, I actually did. I'm gonna play now. I was like, what are you doing, Chris?
But there's something about it, man. I mean, the marketing's just right. They play to that certain part of our senses
that
just right.
Something, yeah, man. There's something going on.
Yeah, because when I drive by and I see that $420 million, man, you start feeling that excitement. So I'm probably low on the spectrum because it's not enough for me to, drive into go to the 7-Eleven.
Do you think that the reason that people are so into lottery and things of that nature is because what we value as success? Do you think that part of like our value system? I was reading. What was it? I was reading. They were talking about like our value system. Some people put value on mankind. And some people, just I have a big house. That means I succeeded. That kind of. Do you think that's
you think it's driven by status?
Right. Do you think that's probably like why? Like, because some people would not budge at all if they saw the 400. What do we put a value on success?
Those people are already wealthy and come from generations of wealth.
Right, but I talk to many people who are wealthy and they're not happy. Some of them, a lot of them are not happy. That stuff does not make them happy. And so that's what I'm saying. Like when they figure it out, they're like, well, what is it? What's life all about? And then it's different for them. And now it's like, oh, well, legacy and change. And so again, I wonder, maybe it's our value system that's a little jacked up that makes us all freak out when we see those big numbers.
I don't know. I think that... our value system. I think it's more of people are in a place and they see that, and that's their way out. If you hit that, then in your mind all your worries go away. We know that's not true, but in your heart, the way that it feels like, listen, going back to what you were saying about wealthy people aren't necessarily any happier than poor people. But what a poor person will tell you is that's fine. Well, if I'm not going to be happy, then I'd like to be not happy with a jet ski, See,
but I think that when we talking about that was a video, like, was it called Happy, or there's a movie called Happy where they were talking about documentary. There was that very, very, very small country in Eastern Asia.
Yep.
That population is very small. But they were the happiest people walking on the planet, and they didn't have all of those distractions and those things that we have. Right. So again, I don't know, something to be said. Maybe our value systems.
All right, they say that money can't buy you happiness, but it can buy me a boat.
It can buy me a first class ticket.
It can buy me an ice down with some silver bullets. Does that hurt your head? Does it hurt your ears?
This is not karaoke, Chris. Bust that with song.
See Chris batting.
Hey, hold on. I'll play music and you just start singing.
Yeah. See Chris just batting the headphones off and said, ow. You play any country when you're out doing your stuff?
Yeah, dude.
What country? Older stuff? The newer stuff?
I do the old stuff.
Holy shit. Max says in Minnesota where he is, they have $50 scratch-offs. $50 scratch-offs. Now, in the book, I think it was Freakonomics. I believe that's what it was. That's where I was reading about the data. I think it was Freakonomics, reading about the lottery data, and that when there were $20 tickets available in some place in Texas, I think it was. Again, it was the most economically depressed areas that were spending the most money on stuff like that. The logic is, according to Randy, and I've heard this before too, someone has to win. Hey, I'm someone, so it could be me. And that's what was their marketing, right? Wasn't that their marketing campaign for a long time too? Somebody's got to win. Might as well. Someone's going to win. Might as well be you. The lottery. Wait, hold on. Elliot says the lottery is like drinking a beer. It's just fun for a minute, even though it's a waste of money. You can't get carried away. There's some truth to that. If you can control yourself and you want to, like my dad wanted to spend his $5 every week or whatever it was on it, and it was more entertainment than anything. Then knock yourself, what's $5? Like he said, it's like having a beer or two. But then if you're like Chris's buddy and you win $1,000 and you take that $1,000 and you try to parlay that into your dreams, well then you're better off taking that $1,000 and spending it on beer. All right, next up. Actually, we got 6 minutes here. Were you a Toys R Us kid, Chris?
What? Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, then back in Macon, Georgia. My nannies take us there and get us the little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters, man.
The sign of the times. Yeah. Toys R Us closing all 740 U.S. stores. Yep. Toys R Us is headed toward shuttering its U.S. operations, jeopardizing the jobs of some 30,000 employees while spelling the end of a chain known for generations of children and parents for its sprawling stores. And Jeffrey the Giraffe.
Jeffrey.
I'm going to sing again, Chris. I'm going to sing again.
Come on. Let's do it.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got the best for so much less. To really flip your lid from bikes to trains to video games.
There's many stars.
There is. Gee whiz.
I don't want to grow up. Maybe if I did, I want to be a Toys R Us kid. Oh, man. That was our ode to Jeffrey.
And you got to think somebody will Well, that brand is not going away, right? I mean, I'm sure it's just going to.
I feel messed up inside, like as a part of my kid. Don't you feel weird? Like, did someone kind of dying? Like, man.
Well, it does seem weird, yeah.
It
does seem weird.
You mean that means I'm not gonna drive by and just see the Toys R Us sign anymore? Like, we take for granted the things that are like that. Just still gave me some weird bit of comfort. I don't know why. Now that you're saying this, and then we just sang that song. I haven't sung that song in 20 plus years.
Yep. Makes you feel good.
Jeffrey
Fisher, can you please remind my friend Chris to get my charger from the studio? And she says, note, parenthetically, don't ever let artists borrow a phone charger. He has 5 of mine.
Those artists. That's so accurate, dude. And there are a lot of my friends out there who are probably like, I got you, D.
I'd like
5? Come on, man. That's exaggeration.
Little exaggerate. I'd like
exaggerate.
I'd like to take this time. My wife has made me sign an agreement that every time I wear this shirt on the show, which has only been one other time, I have to let everybody know that it was only $1.79. This thing I'm wearing. It also is doesn't really fit.
Dude, you got a good deal on that one, brother. I like that shirt.
You know, I don't think it's a shirt. I think it's a pajama top.
You look comfy though, brother. That's all that matters.
You know, a little chilly around here.
Except for the colors, the Green Bay Packer colors. I'm not a Packer fan.
No.
Vikings. Oh,
I don't want to grow up.
Because maybe if I did, I want to be as those are real good.
There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half price.
So we'll get into some.
I should be singing a song before the night goes.
I'll tell you what, man. We've only got 3 minutes before I want to wrap this up, and what I'll do is I'll save all this stuff, and you and I can.
We'll sing a song next.
Tomorrow. Oh yeah, no. Let's
tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow.
We can do both. We can do both. Yeah, we can finish with a song here, and then. Hi, buddy.
Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds is in my mind on stay, singing sweet songs. The melodies are true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds in my mind on stay, singing sweet songs. Hey, the melodies pouring true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
Well done. Well done. Thank you, sir. Oh, yeah. The Wake.Show, Monday through Friday, 11:11 to 12:12. It's 12:12. Say goodbye, Joey. I know you need to go out, buddy. We'll get you out. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Chris, thank you so much for stopping by. Where are you playing tonight?
Chickaboom Room in Dunedin.
All right.
7 o'clock.
And I'll be at Masteries, Blind Pass, St. Pete Beach, doing trivia. starting at 7 o'clock if you'd like to come by there. And all right, so I'm just going to let you know that tomorrow's show we're going to record right now. And that way we have original content on. There was a part of me, because we're heading down south for a wedding, going to Key Largo, for some friend of ours, and my wife's in the wedding. And there's a part of me, because we're going to stop halfway down. I want to stop like at 11:11. If someplace that has decent Wi-Fi, just pull up my laptop and just talk, whatever. Just do it live from wherever I am. But I think I'd like to give this a try and see how it turns out. So have a great day, a great Thursday. Maybe one of us will see you. You yawning already?
12:12. I don't know what it is. Something about that time just makes me tired.
All right, have a great day. Thank you.
All right, guys.